welcome back. It's the 28th of May and it's about 24 degrees here in the greenhouse. Quite a nice day outside. So today I'm going to be planting up some squash plants, planting some leeks out, and just give you a quick plot update. So the triffids have almost taken over in here. We've got our runner beans, Firestorm I believe. They're coming on nicely. I'll likely plant them out next week or the week after. Our last frost-free date has passed, which was about the 25th of May, if I remember rightly. So I'm just going to give it another week or two, and then I'll be planting the other ones out. So lupins have come on nicely. They'll be going out in the front garden. So I've got two varieties of them to go out. My tomatoes. So a couple of weeks ago I brought these out from the house and into the greenhouse, and there was one that I just brought out today, and you can see that they're fairly small, but within a week or two they started to grow quite a bit. But I cheated a little bit and went to the nursery, picked this one up for about 80-90p, so we'll see how that compares with my homegrown ones. So I've also moved most of my brassicas outside, just hardening them off before I plant them into the final planting positions. Lost a few plants in here. I'd initially planted courgettes about a month and a half ago, and they never really took, but I just planted some last weekend, and within a week they've pretty much popped their heads through. So I guess it was too cold for the other ones, but I decided to restart them anyway and see if I could get some other ones. I've also planted some little gem lettuce, waiting on that coming through, and lobelias, again chili peppers, bell peppers, so I've got them in here. Sweet peas, they'll be going out soon. Hopefully the temperatures will warm up a bit more, and I think we'll get them out in June, and they'll be going in hanging baskets or around tripods made out of bamboo canes. So today, as I say, I'm just going to plant up some squash. Probably left this a little bit late, but we've got such a short growing season here up in the northeast, so I'll get some of these potted up now, and they're just going into 3-inch pots. So I've got 5 of them here, so I'll probably pot up 4. I've got a little bit of leeway in case one of them fails. So they'll be going into the plot next to where the leeks and the carrots are, and hopefully I'll get maybe 2 plants in there and maybe a third in the other. I'm not sure about whether the courgettes can go out or whether I'll keep them growing here in the greenhouse. So just fill these up with seed compost. One of the problems with having a small greenhouse is you start to run out of room for planting things, but hopefully once things start going out, I'll have a little bit more room to do some potting up. With compost, give them a little tap just to get rid of the air pockets. So this is just a different seed compost I'm trying this time. This is John Innes seed compost. Previously I used just multi-purpose compost, so I'll see if this makes a difference, if I don't spill too much of it. Okay, so I've just given them a quick watering, and we'll be planting the seed directly into there. So what I've got is Squash Harrier F1 Hybrid. So sowing time May to June, which, well, we're in between the two, almost at the end of May, so should be a decent enough time to get these planted out. And they're quite large seeds, not as large as the courgette ones. there we go, that's the seed of the squash. I'm not quite sure which way to put these up, but I wouldn't be putting them lying flat, so I'll put them on their side and hope that they can work their own way out. Just making a dent to the first knuckle, about half an inch down, and then we'll just take the seed, pop them in. A little bit too deep. A little bit more compost in the hole. Just trying to pop them up on their sides, and then just collapse the hole in around them. And then that's it. That's all there is to it. And what I'll do now, just give you a quick show of what I've got out here waiting to go in. So a few butt plants, the violas, delphiniums. My ones are nothing in comparison to any of them that are grown here. Probably just started them a bit too late. So I've got another lot of broad beans that I was planning to plant out in case any of the others failed, but I've not got much room. So I might pot out a couple of them. We'll see. So cabbage is going on fine. So is the Brussels sprouts, the Revenge. Great name for a Brussels sprout. Purple sprout and broccoli, calendula or marigolds as some people call them, and Trafalgar Brussels sprouts. So I always plant a few extra just in case a few of them don't make it, but this year they seem to have worked. Except for the sunflowers, where there's only about 5 of them that have come through, and the remaining ones haven't bothered. Brought the dill out back instead of in the greenhouse. Has had some trouble with trying to grow that, but seems to do a little bit better. Probably not best to put it next to fennel. I don't think the two get on with each other. So what I'll do is I'll go plant up the leeks and show that in the next clip. Here I am up at the roots and onion bed, and you can see I've got the onions in already. They're not looking too healthy, I'm not quite sure what's going on. They're almost wilting over and dying off at the tips. I think I had something similar last year, but I'm not quite sure what was the root cause. I hope with the rotation into the previous bed occupied by the brassicas would help with that issue, but I'm not quite sure what's happened. But I have applied fertiliser to them, hoping that they would pick up, but nothing yet. So I probably had them too long in the greenhouse in their little modules. Planted them out only a couple of weeks ago, but as I say, they're not looking too great at the moment. We'll keep an eye on them and see how they do. But today I'm going to be planting out the leeks. So with a trusty dibber, it's picked up second hand, so it's still got some of the marks on it for 6 inches and 4 inches, so quite handy for making the holes for the leeks. So what I've done is spaced holes 6 inches apart and 6 inches deep. So it's just a case of pushing it into the soil down to the mark and then popping the leek into the hole. So I've already prepared one row, and what I'll do is I'll take these out. I planted these back on the end of February, so I think they're getting to about the right size, and it's also about the right time of year, as far as I know, to plant these out. So the roots are quite well developed, it's just a case of breaking these up and taking the individual leeks. The method of putting the holes in the ground first and then popping the leek in sort of a better idea than digging a hole, popping it in and then bringing it together. This way you can pop them in and fill them with water, and then they won't get dirt in between the leaves. Nobody wants dirty leeks. Just gently shake it to get most of the compost off. Seems to work. You can see they're already a decent size and decent roots. Some people cut the roots and cut the tips, but first year doing this properly, last year I just put them in the ground as much smaller than this, but I'll try this method and see how I get on. So it's just a case of taking the leek, popping the roots in the hole, gently push them down, and then repeating with the other ones. And rather than filling these holes in, what I'll do is I'll put in water and just fill the hole right up. That will give them a good watering, and then the soil will just collapse naturally around them rather than being forced around them. But I can say these are much better than what I had last year, so hoping that I get something decent out of these. To the other bit near the path. I've got several sunflowers I'm just going to plant out along the backs here. I think these are the giant sunflowers, so they'll grow fairly tall. Been unsure where to put these for the past few weeks. The root system's quite well developed. Just dig a little hole and pop them in. As these are giant ones, they will need staking. Okay, that's me done for this update. I've done quite a bit today. I'll get on with a little bit more and then finish up. So I'll try and get another update done in a couple of weeks. And just want to say thanks for watching. Hope it's been enjoyable. Thank you. Bye.